Nana passé. Allons-y, mais au Seigneur. Yes, 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 yes. Bonsoir, 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 bonsoir. Bonjour, bonsoir. Comment nous y espérer nous en forme là? Ça cap fait, ça cap fait, ça cap quit, ça cap quit. Nous saluons chacun de vous-même qui déjà là sur la plateforme ça et vous-même qui a vu une talent. Yes, 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 yes. N'attendons, c'est ça. Et voilà. Et nous espérons en forme là. Nous contents pour nous entrer là, là. Pour nous capables de faire des choses ensemble. Vous connaissez. Et depuis, ouais. Les visages là et déjà famille avec visage là en pile non même et bien sûr pour reconnaître déjà c'est non pas c'est nos Sam son honnête mais c'est Sam bon Sam et Tino info pas tout partout et qui entre dans cas là qu'on y a là qui vient pour partager information ensemble avec nous pour nous faire parler ensemble je dis c'est un bel dimanche qui déjà 26 avril 2026 c'est 26 waouh 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 regardez quelle combinaison hein quelle combinaison hein et disons mon yo dit fort yo et dit à tout le monde là et les amis Paul il là nous allons faire causer ensemble là on comprend ça nous là déjà on connaît pas là déjà parfait nous parler parfait nous parler en pile et on connaît qui j'ai condition est déjà on connaît qui j'ai nous fait déjà et c'est qui sont bien pour faire on connaît c'est partager avec nous on connaît qui j'en lis déjà et c'est déjà remet et like page là et on comprend c'est share et partager. So today is a very, very special day. It's very special. It's very special. Every day is a special day, but we are going through some days that like very important and then others. Okay, every day is a special day, but some days are more special than others. So this week is very interesting week as this year is a very interesting year. So this is the year of the election of midterm election. So we have the midterm election. So I'm excited. I'm excited to bring to you the new term election that we are going to the primary election right now. So I don't know. A lot of you don't know what it look like. What is a primary election? So primary election is very important for you to know. Élection primaire, elle est très, 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 très important pour qu'on ait, parce que c'est là pour capable commencer à décider, parce que sous l'élection primaire, même gens ouais élection élection en finale là on va dit grand élection nationale là l'important c'est même gens tout élection primaire est vraiment important the same way you see the national election is very important so therefore I mean it's the same way too the primary election is very very important you like yeah Mr. Sam why is that the reason is if you don't don't vote in the primary election, you might lose the opportunity to elect your candidates, because the primary election is where they're going like do the narrative of the candidates. So dans l'élection primaire, c'est là fait narrative candidat yo côté que ou va retirer volume des candidats qui gagnent pour faire narrative là qu'on a pour venir avec un ou deux candidats ou trois candidats, dépend de qui poste lié qui peut aller en phase finale là dans chaque parti ni dans bon républicain ni dans bon démocrate là, ce qui fait c'est ça qui fait livre très extrêmement important pour capable connaître pour capable participer. Voilà, et encore non pas monsieur Ilno Samson, honest Mr. Sam et brother Sam, my name is Mr. Samson Onius, it, as some of you might not know it, located right here in Maryland, Haitian original, from Haiti and living in US, and then always here to educate, to inform, to bring to you the good information that really good for the community, that good for the family, that good for everyone, whatever the age you are. So those information, they are really good for you. Quel que soit l'âge ou ta gagné, quel que soit niveau que tu as, quel que soit mon ou ta information ça on a partagé ensemble avec vous, sont ces informations qui vraiment important que nous avons encouragé pour capable toujours prendre information ça pour partager avec le monde, parce que information ça on a porté ba voilà c'est bagaille qui ou vraiment bien s'entendre. So année ça comme en pile dans ou même et attendez déjà en pile dans ou même a déjà comprendre déjà qui gens li vraiment important faut pour aller dans élection pour apprendre consacrer les voter. This year is a very important year for you to really go to the poll, the election poll. You have to find out, have you registered to vote yet? Have you registered to vote yet? It doesn't matter what party you engage in, but the most important piece is for you to register to vote. If you do not register to vote, you will not be able to vote in the primary, neither in the election, the final election in November 3rd. That's where we have the national election in US. All right, so right now we have what we call primary for the states. So we have the state election right now, so each state have some kind of election. We're not going to have like candidates not going to have election for the president this year. This is what we call this is the midterm election. Okay, ça c'est ça les midterm élection. So dans midterm élection de midterm non, ça veut dire normalement ou gagner la dernière c'est élection, ça nous relève élection et en côté que il pourra déterminer qui est-ce qui est parti et qui est en majorité. Elle a toujours été en majorité, ou bien est-ce qu'elle a reverse majorité fois most of the time in the midterm election everything is reversed. So that's the history of USA. So in USA we have what they call balance power. The balance power is where the US citizen, the American citizen, so the American folks, the American people, they decided who they want to lead them and how they want to the system to be running. So therefore they go in the midterm and to make sure that they have their voice out, they speak out, they vote to really put people out or put people in, so the way they want the power to be balanced out. So dans façon yo da pour pouvoir balancer, so dans façon ça yo même yo toujours et dans année qui c'est deuxième année dans élection président, yo va faire ça qui est l'élection midterm pour capable décider qu'on a pour balancer pouvoir. Le va balancer pouvoir là qu'on a, c'est côté que yo va le mettre et ça nous va le relais élection nous va le gagner ça qui va le relais et élection premièrement phase là dans c'est phase élection primaire. So right now we are in the primary election. What is the primary election? Primary election is a time frame that they give the candidates, whoever want to run, have to be signed up for the position they want to run for. And then from that, there are going to be many candidates that go and sign up for one position. For example, in Wicomico County, we have the sheriff department that position is up. So the person in place right now is Mike Lewis. So Mike Lewis going to have to be run again for the position, which is he is, and also there should be some other candidates that will be running against him. So which is right now I have to look to it, but I don't believe the primary election that yes, Mike Lewis have to run. If there's other candidate that on the Republican side, so if anybody on the Republican side want to run, they have to run on the primary election with Mike Lewis. So if there is somebody on the Democrat side, so that with the primary election, they're going to like vote somebody out from the primary, so which is on November, it would be two candidates, one Democrat and one Republican. So rarely you would find two candidates, but most of the time is one candidate on either party. If they got like voted out, they decided they want to run independently. So they want to run independently. So from that's where you want to have another candidate, which is would either be like kind of like Democrat or Republican, but they're like independent. It would be independent. So in the situation, that's where you won't find three candidates on that one post like that. But however, so what we have right now, we have all these posts that are available that for to be, and right now we just almost like too late for somebody. But yes, it's depend on your county, it's depend on your city. The deadline for some place, some city, some state, it might already over. But some state or some city or some county, they are still running, they're still opening for people to sign up, because the primary election is in June. For Maryland, the primary election is June 23rd. And en Maryland, élection primaire et date li c'est juin, cap 23 juin, cap 23 juin. So qui fait? Dans élection primaire, qui ça fait qui est là-dedans? C'est côté que ou joindre et ou gagner et ou fait nous dit que ou doit gagner deux trois candidats qui n'ont parti politique. Par exemple dans Wicomico à la Ronya, ou gagner et Mike Lewis qui c'est et shérif actuel là. Même gens ou gain Giuliano, c'est qui c'est county executive actuellement qui dans poste là qu'on a. So which is pour être capable bien côté gen moun qui capable et intéressé ou bien qui capable yo même et ta main et mettez et en position moun qui dans position ça out. Okay, so which is what going to be happen here. So we have a lot of posts, a lot of position that open or that going to have election. Let's say that let don't say open, but they're going to be have election. So they already have somebody in those positions or on this category, but however, they're going through the election because the term is up. So the sheriff in Wicomico County, his term is up for re-election. So he have either to run for election or he would have to just like pass it on. But it's not. That's not the case. So we're going to have election for the sheriff. So we're going to have election for the county executive. We're going to have it. I'm talking right now in Wicomico County. We're going to have election for the council. For the council position, we're going to have election for some of the city positions, city council. So which is it is very important that you have to know. So right now we have only one person on the Democrat side that running for the on the Republican side that right now that in position that is running. So which is the county executive, which is Giuliano and the Republican side. So now we're going to the primary. So as we go into the primary, so how this thing going run down? So that's where we're going to find out how this thing going to run. So starting today, so we're going to count down how the election going to run out in Maryland. So it a commencé déjà jeudi là, on a commencé par là exactement comment élection les jours à compter pendant que nous gagnons. Nous là, nous gagnons élection, nous gagnons élection pour et pour primaire, c'est 23 juin qui est lié. 23 juin qui est lié. Ça veut dire que, ouais, ou capable de faire calcul là, on y a. So, ou bien environ et 5 ans, je dis à 26, ça veut dire ou bien environ 27, 28 jours, 57, 58 jours qui étaient pour élection primaire faite là. About, you have left about 58 days for the primary election in Maryland. So which is, you need to really put that in your calendar. You need to put that in your calendar. June 23rd, you have to go out there. You have to go to vote for the primary election. So that way you can vote out whoever that you don't want. So you can vote the person that you want to win the primary. So which is would allow them to go to the November election. All right. So which is, let's run down the position again. Let's run out some position. So right now we have like we have position for Wicomico County executive. So we have Julie Giuliano. Okay, we have Julie Giuliano. We have on Republican side. We have Michelle Gregory. She's in Democrat side. So we have another guy. His name is Davis. Forgot his last name. I would look it up for the next time so I can give that to you. So those are the people that running for the county executive. So again, environ 3 moun là jusqu'à présent nous dans liste là et qui fait nous va faire plus recherche pour nous exactement parce que jusqu'à présent une position qui moun qui entrer toujours et une position toujours qui moun qui faut comprendre qui capable de décider yo pas intéressé là encore. Ce qui fait nous a make sure que l'autre dimanche pour nous faire sûr que ou gain exactement combien monde cap dans un exécutif là OK. So qui fait pour le moment là qu'on a nous gagnons et monsieur Sao yo même qui mesdames Sao ou mesdames Sao qui dans position car on est exécutif là ou gain dans shérif là lui-même very interesting dans shérif là lui-même ou gain Mike Lewis qui toujours dans position là qu'on a OK. Mike Lewis toujours à prendre ou gain certain Scott Hamilton, okay, Scott Hamilton, he's still running. Scott Hamilton, he's running for that position, and you have Lena Foley that is running for the sheriff. So that means the sheriff. There is quite a few people that interested in that position. Okay, so you have another guy called Ben Jordan for that position. And you have another person named Boss Evan that is running for that position. You have another one called Bobby Leaf. Bobby Leaf is running for that position. Okay, so which is right now we have another guy too, Mike Hook, that is running. So those are position. Those are candidates on the Republican side. As a matter of fact, as we're talking right now, they have they probably just finished or probably just talking. Okay, so there was a meeting with some of the new candidates. There's a meeting with some of the candidates that today in Wicomico County. In Wicomico County, they gain un petit dialogue et meet and greet with some of the Republican candidates. That was from 1 to 4 o'clock te gen à des INE jusqu'à 4 heures te gen et un petit meeting entre et nouveaux candidats ça yo même qui te relé ça nous relé meet and greet c'était Ben Jordan, Scott Hamilton, Bowie Lins, Mike Hooks and Boss Evans. C'est 5 candidats ça eux même qui te gagné pour te rencontrer, peut-être capable bien l'autre, mais non, pas vraiment listé. Ce qui fait, si on vit dans Wicomico County, ou c'est un US citizen, c'est vraiment important ou même pour capable être informé pour connaître exactement comment l'élection ça a déroulé. If you are a US citizen and you are living in Wicomico County, whether you live in Salisbury, Maryland, or you live in any other city, so in Wicomico, so it's very important, which is, I mean, it's nationwide. Nationwide, you need to get involved, especially those immigrants. You really need to get involved to really know your right, to really know where to stand, to really know exactly how you go out there and then to represent yourself. All right. So, which is very important for you to know that this coming Wednesday, they're going to be like a hearing in Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. There will be a hearing in Supreme Court where the Supreme Court going to listen to the Haitian TPS, the deposition from both parties. Okay, so the Supreme Court they decided they want to listen to hear the case for the Haitian TPS. So, which is the immigrant in Wicomico County or in Maryland General or in US, which decided that a lot of them going to be attending that hearing, which is Wednesday, the 29th. So let me give you that information. This date is very important for you to put it in your agenda. Put that in your calendar, okay? Put that in your calendar. Wednesday, the 29th, which is this coming Wednesday. This coming Wednesday, in Washington, D.C., we're going to have a hearing by the Supreme Court where there going to be a lot of immigrants attended. It's going to be not just Haitian, but also going to be a lot of other immigrants, which is very interesting to listen and to hear what will come out from the Supreme Court about the Haitian TPS. As you already know it, it went to a lot of step already. The Haitian TPS already went to a lot of step already. So, which is the first step they went through. It was in Washington D.C. with the Circuit Court 9 of George Anna Reyes was one of the judge that was listened to both parties before the Haitian TPS expired on February the 3rd. So there was a deposition that was presented to that judge where she was listened to it and she listened to both parties. That was an ongoing process, but they had like the 2 day of hearing in January, just prior to January 6th and 7th, just prior of the expiration date on February. All right, so the judge gave both sides of the aisle to really present the case, and from that she would make a decision, which she did, and then she made a decision that was in favor of the Haitian TPS, where she realized there is too much is going on in Haiti. Haiti is too dangerous right now, where US even put the ban from the US citizen to even go to travel, the tourists to go to travel. American airline is banned from going to Haiti. In all the airline, they stopped going to Haiti just because it was too dangerous to go to Haiti. Where at the airport, they're shooting at some the airplane back in September or August last year. There was some shooting from gang members that was trying to really like, I don't know if they were trying to kidnapping those airlines. I don't know if they're trying to scare them, whatever. But they're from that they're stopping they're stopping those airlines from going to Haiti, right? So right now, even to this day, as we're talking right now, there is no flight. There's no flight in a national capital, Port-au-Prince airport. That's where the main airport where most of the Haitian people they travel to. That was the main airport the tourists they travel, because that's where exactly the capital is. So the capital is there. It's just like you are Washington D.C. So if you stop everything from Washington D.C., you from the airport of Washington D.C., airport from Baltimore, so there's a problem. But in Haiti, we have very limited of what we call international airport. So we only had two international airport in Haiti, which it was Port-au-Prince and Cap Haitian. So Cap Haitian became like the primary international airport, or become the main international airport, or became only one international airport where people can just travel going back and forth. Okay, it's not too long ago. It's very recently this year that we have a little airport in Okai, in a place in the city called Okai. For those of you who's not familiar with it, is in the south of Haiti. All right, is in the south of Haiti. So which is That's where then you have that airplane that go right now, but it's very limited. It's very small. It's limited to how many people that it can carry, and also it doesn't really go every day. It's limited to how many days they go a week to Haiti. So which is make things very hard for the Haitian folks, and then the gang is just occupy the capital of Haiti, the Port-au-Prince. They just occupy that. Unfortunately, you prend airport ça, you occupé le pour tête yo, ce qui fait normalement it just become very very difficult for the Haitian people to travel or for anybody to travel to Haiti. Now the gang pretty much that territory it just belongs to the gang, whether you believe it or not. Guess what? Right now, what is going on in what we have, we call it Toussaint Louverture airports, or we call it Maigati, okay, airport Maigati, or we call it Toussaint Louverture airport. What's going on right now? What now you have all the airplane, whatever equipment you can think of, US base. So you have a US base army that's right there in our airports, international airport. So which is send Haitian back to Haiti. It make no sense. So you go and send them to a place they don't even know, and then where they're going after that. So in order to go for you to go to OCAP, so if you go into Port-au-Prince, you would have to get a small plane to go Port-au-Prince. But I learned that since the US base is established over there right now, so there's no flight. There's no flight. So if there is some, it's just very limited. So that's where we at right now. Okay. So the primary election, guys, it's coming up. It's coming up. So first question to you: are you already registered to vote? Première question: est-ce que vous registrez pour voter déjà? That's the first question. Okay. So are you registered to vote for the primary election? That I do not know, right? I do not know. So you have to tell me, right? You have to tell me what is it. Are you already registered to vote? So if you're not registered to vote, I'm telling you, if you are a US citizen, you need to register now. You need to register now. Okay, you need to go vote in the primary election. But let me educate you about the primary election, how that really run. Primary election, qui t'aime d'où qui ça a marché, il est important pour connaître. Primary elections, you can only vote for the party that you register for. So you know in US pretty much is two major party. All right, it's two major party is Democrat or Republican. C'est des major parti qui est, c'est démocrate ou bien républicain. So then you got like independent, or they call you one Green Party. All right, but Green Party is more like independent. So it's really much is Democrat, Republican, or independent. So which is we always have like one independent in Congress or in Senate some kind of way. So we still consider that because there's still people that run on the independent. So when you go to the go to the poll, when you have the ballots in your hand, you won't find some candidates that are independent, right? So you're going to have the choice, like if you don't want to vote for Republican, if you do not want to vote for Democrat, then you can vote for independent. So now a lot of you that I know of might be registered independent. Reason is very simple. It's just because you don't want to be attaching to a party, not because necessarily you mean you're independent. It's more like you like a swing party. If you guys like me, so if you're guys like me, you be going to be a swing party. All right. So if you're guys like me, you're going to be a swing party. You're going to be a swing voter. What you let's say not a swing party, but a swing voter. The swing voters, they are very dangerous to the election. They are very important to the election because they're not attaching to a party. Bon, me dit ça pour comprendre un bon créole là. Et moun qui yo considéré comme swing voter ça yo. So, quel que soit été voté démocrate ou bien été voté républicain, quel que soit été enregistré démocrate ou bien été enregistré républicain ou bien enregistré indépendant, moun sa yo voté côté qui fait au plaisir dans l'élection nationale là. Yo voté côté qui fait au plaisir. So, yo pas le voter pour parce qu'ils sont démocrates et puis yo met enregistré démocrate. Yo pas le voter pour républicain parce que ou t'es enregistré parce que yo enregistré républicain et yo pas le voter pour comme ça. Faut ou gagner provision qui fait sens pour moun sa yo pour faire voter pour vous. So, c'est ça que fait li vraiment important ou candidat yo toujours try pour reach out tout le monde ça yo pour convaincre yo avec ça yo gagné dans Jakout yo et comme ça nous a un plan de agenda yo pour le faire pour période de temps yo pour run dans position pour run now right so l'important pour comme ça so qui fait dans première élection hein, si vous t'enregistrez comme un démocrate c'est seulement entre démocrates qui peuvent voter dans la primaire. Si vous avez voté indépendant, c'est seulement pour indépendant qui peuvent voter dans la primaire élection primaire. Si vous avez voté enregistré républicain, vous avez seulement qu'à voter pour les républicains. All right? It's very important for you to understand this piece. Very important. If you registered Republican on the primary election, you can only vote for Republican. If you registered as a Democrat, then you will only be able to vote for the Democrats in the primary election. If you registered for independent, then you will only be able to vote for independent on the primary election. However, all right, however, on the national election in November, that's where you have the most power. I love this piece. I love this piece. I love this piece. Because I got some friends. I got some of my friends, some politicians. So sometimes they probably look at my profile. They see who I registered for. And just because they're running for that party, they're thinking they're going to get my vote. No, it's not work like that. You got the option to bring me thing that makes sense for my people, for my county, for my country. This is my country. US is my country. Just like Haiti is my country. So I have two countries. I have two countries. So US is my country. I was born in Haiti, raised in Haiti, and came to US at a young age. So, and I could say, I'm proud to be a Haitian as I'm proud to be an American. So, which is, my vote is very important for me. You will not get my vote unless you make sense for my country, you make sense for my state, you make sense for my county, you make sense for my city. Otherwise, my vote going to be blank. Because I'm not going to vote for you if your agenda is not what going to make a county great, a city great, a state great, or a country great. So it's important for me. I cannot tell you where to position yourself, except I can tell you who is running. And then once I know exactly what is in the agenda, I will tell you exactly what in this candidate agenda. So your job is for you to really listen to what I'm telling you about those candidates. Just like most of the time, or recently, as we get involved, we bring those candidates, we bring a lot of those candidates to our community so they can meet people or immigrant people, folks that on Wicomico County, so that they can sell themselves to those people, to those voters, and if they, so which is, if they want to vote for them, the people know who they are voting for. Then it's not when they get to the poll and they pull up that ballot and they're just going to look for the name that easy to read, easy to pronounce, and they're just going to choose for those pretty names. So my job is to educate you folks. You're not going to vote by looking as somebody who have a pretty name. This is not how we do it. You go and look, you go and vote by looking on the person profile to see what they have to offer in your city or in your county or in your state or for yourself. Of course, you are a person for yourself too, right? So me personally, because I'm represent a community, so most of the time, my choice is really depend on myself. Parce que je représente une communauté, je gagne un masse peuple de dom. Le plus souvent, choix moi fait pour me choisir un candidat pour voter pour lui. Il pas dépend de moi personnellement, tant que pour ça me veut personnellement, mais le plus dépend de ça moi communauté m'en besoin. Dans besoin communauté m'en, c'est ça qui va le faire que moi pral choisir pour qui candidat pour me voter qui va permettre communauté m'en state moi quand on m'en et puis il va bien passer pour 2 ans, pour 4 ans ou bien pour 6 ans. So this year in Wicomico County or in Salisbury, this year we will not have an election for mayor. So there will be no election for mayor. Pas bien magistrat, élection magistrat dans city Salisbury. Nous te fait voter un magistrat et 2 ans passés, environ 1 an, quelques mois, même l'on te voté élection générale là. All right. So qui fait, we're not going to have election. We will not have a mayor election on this coming election in November. So don't look to find a mayor on the ballots as you go onto the ballots, what you go into the poll to vote. And it's very important for you to try to really, as we're getting closer, so I'm going to do more, education about how you really position yourself or educate yourself to really know what to looking for, what in the ballots. So as we're getting closer, so I will bring you the ballots to show you who's in the ballots. And then we're going to keep on doing that until the election is come. So that way, it's not when you get to the poll place, then you will find out who is the candidate. So nous pas quitter c'est ou aller dans et post-élection dans bureau électoral là et puis c'est là ça qu'on y a on va joindre pour connaître exactement qui est ce monde qui candidat yo. So pendant jour a marché n'a faut qu'on a venir avec ça qui est et ballot là bulletin et puis on a là pour nous bon liste candidat là dedans et puis qu'on est familier avec eux, leur aller dans l'élection qu'on y a, c'est facile qu'on y a pour être familier avec tout non yo et puis qu'on y a pour être connaît profil moun sa yo pour connaît pour qui est ou de voter, est-ce que ou de voter pour moun sa ou bien est-ce que de voter pour l'autre monde. So those information, those things, they are very important. So as community, especially you who's doing business, what is your position when it comes to those elections? What does election really mean to you? Let me not getting into this right now. Let's just keep this for just one show. So I'm going to keep that for just one show where I'm going to talk to my business entrepreneurs to really telling me what their position when it comes to elections. So how do they see themselves? How do they see the business? Those kind of things. All right? So, okay. Qui fait nous saluons chacun de vous-même qui joignent avec nous sur n'importe plateforme ou rencontrer avec nous après-midi. Nous disons bienvenue sur show pour là et élection ça et show ça c'est un nouveau show qu'on a fait pour élection ça va venir pour make sure que our people they really know what is in the election, what is coming on, what is the elections about. So, son façon pour nous capables faire éducation jusqu'à ce que l'élection est finie, pour nous connaître et qui gens élection va aller et qui est ce monde qui a dans campagne ça. So, qui fait c'est là nous et même les ou pas qu'à voter, Mais si pas important, présence important. Ça veut dire que nous gagnons ça, nous comptons fait et pour nous ouais année ça, c'est nous t'a fait ça nous relé un city town hall, un town hall et un town hall là c'est que n'a bien et tout candidat yo et puis n'a bien possibilité pour nous inviter yo pour être capable de venir dans le débat pour venir parler avec nous pour venir dire nous exactement et qui ça qui là dedans yo. Bon encore bon de qui poste si gain dans l'élection ça va venir dans zone Paola là dans Wicomico. Let me tell you the positions that is available and running for the election, the upcoming election. So the top of your county, you have to understand make it run. County executive, the sheriff. Okay? County executive, the sheriff. So, nous avons position ça qui a one pour eux. L'autre position nous avons throughout the state et qui affecte Salisbury, Wicomico tout. Nous avons ça nous le district 37 là. Dans district 37 là, nous avons et 3 représentants là-dedans. Yon c'est un républicain, deux c'est démocrate que nous avons qui représentent là. C'est John Mott. We got 3 persons that were under the 37 district or district 37. It's Johnny Mott, Edmund Barrett, Democrat. Johnny Mott is Republican. Edmund Barrett is Democrat. And Katie Glendaniel, Katie Glendaniel is Democrat for District 37. District 38, that including all Salisbury area, that includes Salisbury. So we have Republican is Mary Beth Coroza. A lot of you already know her. So n'abord non moun qui nan area ko ka affecté avec yo, ko doit connaître yo. Ça aussi représentant yo. So they are representative. So we get Mary Beth Coroza, sénateur. Okay? We get Lionel Cresot, that's a Democrat. House of Delegates, District 37. Currently, you have Barry Beecham, you have Republican, you have Josh Hastings, Democrat. All right? Very important for you to know. It's the sheriff. You have to know the sheriff right now. It's Mike Lewis, the candidate running, Scott Hamilton, and Lena Foley. County executive, the current one that's in place is Giuliano, Republican. And then you have that person that running will be Democrat is Michelle Gregory, and Davis, I forgot his full name, but I'll give you like full name next week. And for House of Delegate, ça nous really it's presque and the U.S. Congress. The U.S. Congress is important for you to know. All right, District 1. So we have Andy Harris. As you know, Andy Harris has been running for many years now. He's very strong. He's been running for many years. He got re-elected. So that telling you maybe not telling you doing a good job because the people will be still re-electing him. You have Chris Buono. You have Dan Schraz, Randy White, George Malice, and Victor Quidis. So you have 2 Republican, Andy Harris, Chris Bueno, Republican. And then you have Democrat, Dan Schraz, Randy White, Democrat, George Whitelish, Democrat, and Victor Guidines, Democrat. City of Salisbury, the candidates. So like I said, those we don't have those lists yet. So I'll get those lists for you, because we have county position that running. We have city position that available, and on the city side, more likely we're gonna have one Haitian candidate that gonna run. So which is it's very important for you to know the candidate. So I'm encouraged. So whoever watching this show and who knowing Mr. Habakit picture, just let him know that it's very important that for him to come out to speak to the people so the people will know who he is, because in the Haitian community here in Salisbury or in Wicomico, it's very big. So if there is an Haitian that running, it's very important for the candidate to really introduce himself to the community. I shouldn't even mention his name because he's not officially presented himself to your folks. So because he didn't do that yet, I should not even mention his name. So anyway, I'm hoping that not create problems. All right. So all that to say is to really educate you about the candidates, to knowing those candidates. So next week, I promise you, I will have a list of all the candidates in Salisbury. So you will have them, right? You will have them so you can make decision about who you're going to vote for, who you want to be running for the next 4 years in your city or in your county or on your state. It's very important for you to know. So we don't have election for the governors yet. All right. So you have to know that. Okay. So we elect a governor a few years back. So he's still running. All right. He's still running. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe his position is for 6 years. So that's how they run. After that, he would be able to rerun. He would be able to rerun whoever that going to run with him. He have to present himself or sell himself to the people. So when you already in charge, you already running, or you already like in place, you already the one that leading, you have a privilege or an advantage against the person that come in against you. So reason is because you already working. So you have this story where you have the work track that people already seen what you done. So with that, they will be able to decide it. All right, to see where they want to put their vote. So who they want to, so they can make a decision who they should choose. Should they keep you or should they replace you with somebody else? So all the candidates that go on one for the first time or who won before but that never held a position, so you don't have a record for people to go by unless you involve in your community as a politician that already done a lot of other things, or you held a public position already, have record of what you've done before. Otherwise, the person that's already in charge is easier really with a record to show the people what he's already done. So, but doesn't really guarantee them they're going to win the election over you if you really have a good team in place if you have a good team in place and you have a good work record of the good thing that you've done, so with that, people can just easily go by that. So one of the reasons that it's very difficult for a lot of things to be happen this, like in the election year, is because some of the candidates, they do not want to take some kind of position that would make them to lose, the position of the upcoming election. So therefore, they are very careful about how they're going to make decision on the thing that is going on. So, which is what I would say is that, listen, very important for you to know that. Very, very important, right? Very important. Very important to listen, watch, and knowing of what is going on in your city, in your county, in your state, or in your country. So with that, that would allow you, to make decision. It would make it easier for you to make decision. So which is, I encourage you. So right now, the current governor is Westmore. So he was elected in 2020 in the election 2023, year before President Bush. It's 4 years too. So so his next election coming up, so his term is going to be in January 27. So which is, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that. So we have a governor election too. So election is 4 years. So the governor going to election in November too. I didn't even realize that. I'm just checking my stuff right now. So the election for the governor too, going the next election, the governor going to be in it too. Westmore going right now. The current governor is Westmore. So Westmore going to election, just like locally we have the current the current county executive is Julie Durano. She going to election. Our current sheriff is going to election. Our current a lot of current county not county executive, city Wicomico Council. All right, county council, that's the term. County council. So a lot of them going to the election too. Some of them going to election. Not a lot of them. Some of them going to election too. And city council. Some of them going to election too. All right. So so that's why I'm telling you it's very good for you, Mr. Jean Paul. Salut Jean Paul. Hello, Mr. Jean Paul. Hello, Mr. Solveline. Nous saluons Jean Wilkie, Jean-Vie, nous saluons everybody that was with us. We say hello. We happy that you was with us. So, like I said, today is more like was telling you about knowing of what's coming up. All right. So we're going to have election for the governor. Okay. So we have the governor position. So we have for the state of Maryland, pretty much we would say the whole position, every position going for election. Okay. For the state, every position going to election, except like some county is going to be different. All right. So some county is going to be different because some county, they already have a county executive that elect not too long ago that doesn't have to go to election. All right. So it is very important for you. It's very important for you to really just knowing. So like I was saying, so that's what we want. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do from now on. What we're going to do is, that's what I'm going to do with you guys, is to really educate you. How many days before the primary election? We say 50. It's 58 days, right? 58 days before the election, en primary election. 58 jours avant élection primaire. So, qui est très important pour connaître ça. Et seulement 58 jours bien. Après ça, on parle de l'élection primaire. OK? So, très important. Et ou gain élection primaire. Et élection primaire, c'est, ça me dit, c'est 23 juin cap vini là. OK? So, on va gagner mai. Vous connaissez, non, semaine encore dans le mois de mai. Ça veut dire le vendredi, dans le mois de mai. So, on va gagner en sorte 58 jours as they count down. So I'm going to count down with you to show you 58 jours left for the primary election. And then we have 191 days left for the national election. OK? So pour général élection générale là, c'est ça nous les general election. OK? Élection nationale ou bien général élection. Si nous regardons dans la phase state Maryland. So, which is, nous pas parler national, ça que nous parler, élection, ça nous parler l'élection nationale, il n'y a pas de président là-dedans. OK? So, the national election, that means tout pays a voté pour un grand monde. OK? Dans tout state où aller, on a toujours voté pour grand monde ça, ou bien pour deux grands monde ça, c'est président avec vice-président. Bon, après ça, l'autre élection ça, yo élection générale. General election, raison qui fait c'est general election ou bien general election is because ou pas gagner président là-dedans. C'est seulement c'est pour state là tout chaque état yo a bien différents groupes monde là-dedans yo. So ou pas bien tant que sous dans Florida pour même monde m'a voter pour lui dans Maryland ou voter pour même monde ça. Donc on fait en 2024, nous te gagné Bush, nous te gagné Kamala Harris. OK? Nous te gagné des monde ça Taban. Ce qui fait qu'on a ou te dans Florida, ou te voté pour président et Donald Trump avec vice-président. Nous te dans Maryland, nous fait même bagaille là, ou dans Californie, on fait même bagaille là. Quel que soit state où tu es, on va voter pour grand monde ça. So ça fait le national election. At this point, in midterm election, nous parlons là qu'on a, nous disons c'est les midterm election. Ça veut dire c'est mi-temps, élection mi-temps lié entre deux thèmes président pour 4 ans. So sous 2 ans, président et américain, il a fait ça que les check and balance, il va le balancer président pour est-ce qu'ils font bon travail à partir de là qu'on a pour connaître est-ce qu'il y a le même staff là ou bien est-ce qu'il y a besoin de balancer pouvoir qu'on a pour dire président ou t'es trop pouvoir et n'a retiré dans pouvoir là qu'on a n'a voté et plus dans l'autre parti qu'on a pour nous balancer pouvoir nous parce qu'il est pas regarder travail président pour être satisfait si on satisfait il y a des président Kembe là n'a continuer à voter même monde ça au capteur ensemble avec pouvoir parce que nous satisfait du travail ni nous même ni monde ça au fait so ça va le faire que qu'on a dans élection ça qu'on a il y a réélu monde ça encore so c'est comme ça élection et midterm dans le marché so qui fait normalement jamdou là et ou gain et nous gain ça nous va relier à la qu'on a ce qui fait et l'important pour capable et faire ou connaît exactement ça qui passé là qu'on a faut connaît ça qui passé dans élection et quand exécutif là ou gain c'est deux monde qui va là-dedans parce que nous avons bien 3 monde là-dedans mais malheureusement gain une petite madame de retirer col là-dedans très bonheur dans primaire ça veut dire censé pas vraiment primaire pour et quand on exécutif là les gains primaire c'est les gains 2-3 candidats dans seul parti qu'on a parti ça obligé à faire primaire qu'on a dans parti républicain currently is let me say that again there's no need for a primary election for the county executive position. The reason is the only reason that they do primary for the candidates is because normally or usually there is more than one candidate. So they have to do the narrative of those candidates. So to allow the people to choose which candidates they really want to go to the general election in November. So which is, we had 3 candidates for the county positions earlier, but at this point, as we're talking, one of them was Miss. She's She is currently a county council. So she was running for the county executive position, but she withdrew herself earlier to the course. So now we have two candidates that going to be in November, one Democrat, one Republican. So the Republican is the one that currently in place is Mrs. Julie Giuliano. So she is currently the county executive, but in November she going to face this guy that's incumbent guy that's going to be Mr. Ernest Davis. C'est lui-même comme démocrate qui peut aller comme incumbent against Mrs. Julie Giuliano. So what you need to do is, starting as today, is to look into profile of both these two people to see what is Mr. Ernest Davis done on his career, what does he have in place for the county, to see if it's worth your vote to vote for him. And then for Mrs. Julie Giuliano, so what you got to do is to go back to see the day that she was elected, or previously before she was even been in this position. What did she done? But I guess that you don't really have to do all this already, because the people that voted for her already looked to those records, found out that she already worked where she earned that position for people to vote for her. So that's why she was elected against the same guy. This is a rematch we're going to have in November in the county executive position. It's going to be a rematch. What I say, why you say it's a rematch, Mr. Sampson? The reason is the election on 24 was Mrs. Julie versus Mr. Ernest Davis. So Mrs. Julie Giuliano beat Mr. Davis. So she won the election for the county executive. So this time Mr. Davis decided he want to call swing back again. He want to come back to fight with her again. So now it's a rematch. Alors, Mr. David, since you already done it before you run with her, so you know what it look like, you know what it feel like. So Miss Julie Giuliano, you already fought with this guy already. So you already know what he feel like, you already know what he look like. So it's pretty much an easy peasy for both of y'all, because you already face each other already, which would be different if it was a new person. If it was a new person, then you don't really know how the person is going to be swing. So now the only thing is you don't know is this, if that person now knew some new skill. So when they're going to swing now, they're going to swing a different angle. That's the only thing. But at least you already have an idea of where that person stands. So that election for the county executive is going to be a little bit easier for them when they're going to the debate for the general election. But now for the sheriff department, okay, of course, it's a new thing. So usually, I notice when we go to those national election or general election, the position for the sheriff in Wicomico, most of the time, it was not like an election. It was not like an election. It's always just like a selection. So because it's only one candidate that was running, so it would be Mr. Mike Lewis. So automatically it's one person. So you just select him. So there's no election. To do an election, that means it would be like two or more people. Then you want elect one of them. You want to choose one of them, so you elected them. But when you have just like one person like that, it's a selection. You just select them. Right? Okay. So that's just education. Okay. So which is like I already told you. So this position, that's what we have running right now. So sheriff, county executive, the governor, the House representative. We have U.S. Congress. You say U.S. Congress. We have some Senate, but don't forget we have what we call a representative. That's what we call nous les députés. Ok. Et so on a parlé des Tiba et haïtiens et nous va faire un film parler sur lui avec le bal concret là avec le bal concret so nous va conclure avec ça. Right? So this is just a little bit information that I give you about the candidates, so you know, and if you are living in Wicomico County, so you have to get to know your candidates. So I'm going to run them to you every Sunday, you know, so that way you get familiar with your candidate, so you know who's your candidate, you know who's running. All right. Okay. So if any, you know, anybody have any question, you know, you can always hit me, and I'm more than happy to really answer your questions. All right. So I would reach out to any of the candidates if I had to, if I need to get any better information. As far as like for the community, the immigrant community, of course, like I said, I'm hoping the Haitian leaders, our leaders in the community, are willing to work with the other immigrant community. So if we want to do it together, then we all immigrants, especially those business entrepreneurs, so they can pretty much get together to really bring thought and ideas. So we selective date time with those candidates. So we do a town hall together. So for just the immigrants, we could just do it for the immigrant. At the same time, we know we as the immigrant, we are investing in Wicomico County. So we are investing in US. So we are paying taxes in US. We are paying taxes, contribute heavily. We are contribute heavily in Wicomico County as we're talking right now. Us as the immigrants, we are heavily contribute in the economy of Wicomico. Okay, Wicomico County economy, the Haitian, the Spanish, the Chinese, the Indian, you know, the Pakistan, you just name it. You just name it. So the immigrant in this county, so if you do an evaluation, you will find out that, and which is, that's one of the, I think that's one of the challenge, which is it a challenge? I'm not going to say challenge, but I think that's one of the topic that I'm going to try to see if we can give it to those two candidates for the county executive to really like do a homework on it. So when it comes to debate, so which is for us to really have this as one of the main topic, to see how much they know the immigrant community involvement in business and in the county, and also to know like what kind of support they really provide. Are there any support they provide to those business besides just challenge them? Is there any support? I know there's a lot of challenge we faces as business owners in Wicomico County or in Maryland in general. So, but we're very concerned for the county because we are living here in Wicomico County, where we are heavily spending money to invest, paying taxes, all kind of taxes, from federal to state, to real estate taxes, property taxes, water taxes, trash, you know, grass cutting. If we ever forget to cut low grass before you know it, you already got that citation. So all just like, you know, rental license, all those compliance that we have to comply by, all those business licenses and whatever, fill you in. So I think it's very important to make that call for us, the immigrants in this county, to make sure that we are heard for this coming election. This coming election is very, very important. Very, very important. Élection, ça est très, très, très important. So, yes, and I'm very, very, very flattered to really be able to present those information to you. And as we're moving forward, as we're going, so I'm going to just continue to drop it to you, information as far as knowing, you know, knowing your candidates. So that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. So there's a lot of information. Just keep watching me. Also, make sure that you follow my page. You know, I got my YouTube page, which is I'm trying to do that too. So to watch my YouTube page, Facebook page, TikTok page, and what you call it, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, so that we can pretty much be able to honest you, be able to get information and provide it to you. All right. So before I end, before I finish this show, let me bring this information back to you again, especially those immigrants. The information that you need to know. We have an important day coming up. Gon dat important kap vini la, nou bezon konen. Se ki dat liye. Nou gen mercredi si Dieu veut, kap 23 et avril là. Son date qui vraiment important pour men ki migrant. Darèman ou met partager live ça. Partager live ça, oui, ba zanmon ni, ba famon ni. Fè yo konen ki informasyon sa la bon pour yo. Et nous avons pile respect, nous avons pile love pour nous bailler avec un groupe de monde et que nous avons une liste là, mais quelques graines qui dans tête nous, n'a mentionné yo, mais nous connaissons si pour haïtien yo, si pour leader haïtien avec si pour paquet l'autre leader dans congrès, vos politiciens, vos organisations, nous pas arrêter sous silence sur yo. Nous pas une liste non yo. So c'est difficile pour nous de mentionner tout nos gains, mais quelques graines n'a remercié yo. N'a remercié une femme dans pour Anna Reyes. Nous obligé moun ça c'est moun pour nous apprécier. Nous des juges dans la cour d'appel dans Washington DC yo. Pas gain non. Et ben n'a pas la là, nous remercier yo. Nous avons une gros dame là qui fait un travail extraordinaire, Madame Anaya, lui-même qui est représentative dans Massachusetts. Et important pour nous vraiment voir un gros coup de remerciement avec lui, qui te mette pétition ça en place. Dans la pétition ça il met en place là, il permet que nous présentons un bill devant Washington DC, devant Congrès, ou bien nous t'a dit oui devant Congrès, côté que il va expliquer l'importance qui gagne pour petit pièce haïtien pour les capacités. Eh bien madame ça et son madame moi t'a dit que nous avons beaucoup de respect pour nous bali parce que lui-même il fait un bagage historique plus de 40 années et côté qui pas fait côté qui une pétition arrivée il vraiment limité de combien de pétitions et qui vraiment et qui a approuvé dans la cour congrès parce que c'est pour un bagage qui jamais facile mais congrès romain ça lui-même il était passé des présentations pour lui-même et pour le capable faire merveille ça madame Ayana Reyes Anna oh Lord on est mon presque même nom madame Anna Reyes l'autre là c'est madame Ayana Presley OK madame Congrès Ayana Presley et lui-même qui fait un travail historique en plus chapeau bas respect avec vous-même et nous ça nous les Women Alliance là et avec madame et Gerline Joseph qui a fait un travail extraordinaire nous faut nous remercier mon ça et nous avons quelques avocats qui ont fait un travail extraordinaire spécialement qui est sur réseau qui toujours posté nous et qui c'est avocat André et Julien lui-même et qui a fait un travail extraordinaire et mes amis nous pas arrêter pour nous pas apprécier M. Julien et faut que nous apprécier et une madame qui a fait un travail une mademoiselle qui a fait un travail extraordinaire et sous réseau à tout et qui toujours présent dans Koutio, c'est Madame Weed, ouais, et son petit avocate, mademoiselle, ok, et son petit avocate lié qui est dans la zone Georgia, et One Love à vous-même, Miss Weed, I think Joseph too, right? So, moun sa yo, et faut nous pas oublier tout, pour nous voir un gros chapeau avec DOJBIA, Kenson Raymond, qui dans zone locale là lui-même, qui font un travail extraordinaire avec WOLC Immigration Service. But I know there is like a multitude, like un pile, son multitude de monde qui a fait un travail extraordinaire qui peut supporter le mouvement ça. Et localement, on a vu un chapeau avec HDCD, Centre Haïtien Développement de Mava. On a vu un gros chapeau pour RIBEF, qui c'est une organisation haïtienne qui est dans la zone, qui a bail support avec Haïtiens et dans besoin Haïtien. Ça veut dire un pile One Love nous tous, qui vraiment apprécié ça. Ça veut dire non personnellement, moi voulais pour me déposer temps ça, pour me remercier nous. Et ensuite, pour me finir, qui me remercier avec famille pour Love là, pour support, madame moi, pour vraiment comment on prend soin avec tout le monde nous love là pour nous permettre que nous toujours une énergie et spécialement dans le temps ça qui c'est le dimanche là nous toujours pour nous un petit temps pour venir faire parler avec Pepsa qui vraiment qui me remet en pile qui c'est passion chaque fois me joindre m'a fait information ensemble avec nous. Nous connaissons une balle qui moi c'est là moi vraiment chita c'est passion moi c'est business on aime toujours parler de business but as we talking about business it's very important too pour vraiment pour capable une stabilité pour nous capable bien ground avec ça et business nous capable vraiment sustain. So ici nous pas vraiment get involved and if we don't get really educated about politics a business is really in jeopardy. A business is going to be in jeopardy. So therefore I take my time out to really talk to you about those stuff as you know, most of the time I talk about business. Don't forget too, and don't forget there always opportunity. You know, as for the last 3-4 years, there's one thing I always talking about is the opportunity for immigrants that you will you shouldn't miss out. The opportunity for immigrants you should never miss out is that as you're knocking in one door, there's many doors that open for you. So don't just keep knocking on one door and it's not open to you. So there's other doors that open. So I always encourage you, learn how to invest. Invest in yourself to educate yourself, get yourself educated. All right. Then invest your money. All right. So I said, educate yourself, learn how to trade. There is many ways to trade. You don't have to risk your money by doing, you know, crazy trading like futures, those kind of things. But you can invest your money in the stock market. If you don't want to invest in crypto, which is very volatile. So if you don't want to get into that, and then you want to just invest in crypto, that's just fine too, as well. But as long as you invest your money, and also it's good to really understand that instead of using your money in traditional bank where the money just sitting there, they don't give you nothing for it, then invest your money in those on a lot of online banking that really provide you with better interest. So that way your money not just sitting, not give you anything, but your money, even though you're not investing it, if you are just sitting in USDC or USDC or USC, you're still making, you know, some profit on it. So that's what I would encourage you. Qui te me dit nous ça? Opportunité ça que me toujours parler qui environ des 4 ans de m'a parler de ça. Il est important pour me dire ça pendant que finir qui fait ou pas de rater bagay ça. Qui c'est qui ça lié? Moi dit que pour mettre éducation sur éduquer tête tout premièrement pour investir dans tête tout, ça veut dire investir dans tête tout pour éduquer tête tout. Toujours connaître plus bagay et éviter et investir et l'argent. Investir l'argent dans différentes bagailles. Investir dans tête ou apprendre une série de bagailles tant pour apprendre trade. Ou pas besoin d'apprendre trade dans pour risquer l'argent pour le bagaille dans soit dans crypto qui est très volatile bien qu'il y ait un peu l'opportunité là-dedans mais et si vous pas comprendre ni là et dans volatilité qu'a gain ou qu'a fait plus pète parce que les ou acheter et puis descendre dans mon le coût à le vendre avec déficit les on fait pète so faut gain comprendre comment jouer les ça on a les descendre dans mon pas ni cal vendre parce que quoi sauter so au lieu de ça on a ou capable de s'investir comme dans stock market là dans stock market là lui-même mais le café descendre pas descendre aussi grand tant pour gens va descendre parce que bon exemple qui gens et crypto est très volatile si ou pas vraiment comprendre et ou pas comprendre. En 2021, Bitcoin était monté à $70,000. En 2022, il descend à 16 000 $. OK? Sorry. En 2022, Bitcoin, il drop à 16 000 $, de 70 000 $, de à 16 000 $. En 2024, just before Trump président, avant Trump président en 2024, Bitcoin monté à 73 000 $. All right? Just before Trump président, Bitcoin drop à 60 000 $. So, pendant Trump président, Bitcoin était à environ 65 000 $, on va comme ça. Sorti là des années Trump président pour en novembre pour arriver dans sommet 2025, OK? Bitcoin monté à 126 000 $. Les 65 000 $, d'abord, avec si tu acheté, ou tu as fait 100%. Ou tu as 60 000 $, et just les Trump monté président, les monté à 126 000 $, ou déjà fait 60%, ou tu as déjà fait 100%, parce qu'il t'a passé 120 000 $, right? And then guess what? Not too long ago, Bitcoin drop à 58 000 $. So, qu'on y a côté n'a pas dans ce moment là, semaine passée là, il prend le courrier qu'on y a. Il est dans 78 000 $. Là, qu'on y a parlé en baguette novembre là qu'on y a, il est environ dans 60, il est environ là qu'on y a dans 60, qui ça? 60 et 17 000 $ comme ça. Alors, si vous pas connaît, ou t'acheter à 90 à 90 000 $, ou gardez descendre à 70 000 $, qu'on y a quoi qu'à soit le vendre, qu'on y a fait déficit. Pendant ce temps, sous quitter l'hôpital là qu'on y a, et ça fait c'est l'argent, et l'argent, on pas besoin de 3 gens pour investir dans une série de bagailles. But, l'important pour qu'on ait soit bâti ça les generation wealth, ou faire richesse pour génération, c'est pour investir à long terme, comme ça, ou qu'on ait soit pour investir, soit pour l'autre grand monde, ou bien pour petit tout, ou investir comme ça. Ce qui fait d'encourager, si vous ne voulez pas risquer trop dans stock, dans crypto, au moins mettez l'anti-stock. Parce que le stock là, il descend peut-être à 10-15%. Pendant ce temps, crypto a descendu à 100%. Not même pas 100%, mais vous comprenez, vous avez dit 100% parce qu'il est sorti à 0,0 comme si, mais vous pouvez dire qu'on va net, mais en plus fois, il descend parce que comme on va voir. Voilà, c'est ça. Et pas oublier, et si vous avez besoin, nous attendons Taïwan, et la famille de two cousins, dans 336 Lake Street, c'est là où nous. WOLC Immigration Service, 212, c'est là où nous. Abibi Tax, qui met des petits comme dans poche, c'est là où nous. Et puis HDCD, c'est une communauté qui n'a fait là, a bâti ensemble, ou qui nous là, côté ou même n'a invité pour te support venir by HDCD, parce que HDCD a fait un travail extraordinaire dans la communauté. Flag Day is coming up, so please give donation, help the Flag Day, comme ça pour nous capables vraiment jouer une possibilité, pour nous jouer moyen, pour nous servir mon plus, pour nous continuer faire et protéger l'ambiance baou et pour capable plaisir. Il est vraiment challenge année ça pour nous faire Flag Day là, parce que si tu as pas assez de police, so pas de police pour nous pour capable aider nous et qui fait là vraiment difficile là maintenant. Voilà, c'est toujours un plaisir, c'est toujours avec un plaisir content chaque fois nous avons chance pour nous faire parler comme ça. Et espérer que ça va aujourd'hui, même si on fait une belle petite prolongation avec vous. Je suis toujours content, chaque fois que j'ai chance pour me faire parler avec vous. It was a pleasure for me to be with you today. I was very glad that I was able to talk to you about the upcoming elections, the primary elections, the candidates, and our local community, Wicomico County. That was a pleasure for me to talk to you. So hopefully, you stay connected, like my page, put your notification on, so every time I go live, you will be able to get notification. Don't forget, I'm not just on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on YouTube, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter. So make sure when you go to my page, put your notification on, so whenever I go live, so whatever the platform that I go live, you'll be able to receive it. So not all the time I be live on all the platforms at the same time. From time to time, I'll be live on just one channel, but by you have your notification on all my channel, on my page, then you'll be able to get the information. All right. But if you look in a place to worship too, hey, hit me. It's not too far from you. It's right here in Salisbury, Waterfly Center, les centres de la parole de vie, 12 Jersey Wood. Et là, on va balader chaque dimanche. Pendant toute semaine, il y a un service là-dedans. Tout. So, même qui t'a appelé, bah, tout. Il y a un petit principe. Et puis, mettez un petit live personnel avec bon Dieu dans la caillou. Petit partie spirituelle là. La partie spirituelle là, est vraiment important. It's the key for your success. So, without the spiritual, your success is almost like a zip. So, everybody that you see very successful, you see they're always talking about the spirituality of it. So, all right. So business is not just physical business. There's a part of spirituality on it. Faire business, c'est pas juste faire business. Faut qu'on partie spirituelle là-dedans. Ça veut dire, au même qui besoin partie spirituelle là, eh bien, le centre de la parole de vie, dans 12 Jésus. Voilà. Two cousin went to property, buying house, selling house, rent house, property management. So if you have any house that you don't want to go through the headache of, going to court, do the repair and all the stuff, call us. Two Cousin Investment Property, Two Cousin Rental. We are right downtown and 336 Lake Street. That's where you'll find us. We're more than happy to take the headache from you, and then we will handle it. Hey, we've been doing it for years, and we are an expert on it. So there's no problem. Just call us, and then we tell you how the process works. It's not very costly, very reasonable, and take out all the headache on top of you, and then we carry the load. All right. And if you're looking to buy a house, right now we have for sale. So just call the office 443. Mes amis, I'm leaving you. 443, okay, 951, 41, too many numbers. 443-951-9171, 443-951-9171, et 443-951, 41-71, ou bien 410-422-3547, 410-422-3547. That's the number you can reach us if you were trying to buy a house. There we have a few of them for sale. We have one in Seaford, Delaware. We have one in Delmar, Maryland. And also we have other things that's available. So all you do is just call us and then we talk. All right. For rentals right now, we don't really have anything going on. I know it's very challenging for you who's looking for a place to rent. Unfortunately, at this present time, we don't have, but you can always keep checking. All right. All right. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was very nice talking to you. I was glad to be with you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week and have a good rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your rest of the night with your family, and have a lot of fun for yourself. All right. As for me, I will see you again in the next show. All right. God bless.